Hi everybody, welcome back to Bobby's Bees, and today it is a hot one. I wanted to go over swarm traps. It's Memorial Day weekend, and my wife and I were walking the property the other day, and I thought I heard a swarm. I couldn't see him though. I turned around and she's like, "You mean that big cloud of bees?" And I looked up in the sky and I knew what it was right away. I could hear it, but I just couldn't see it. So I lost some bees yesterday, which is a big bummer, but I went through all of them and we were able to make, whoa, there's a hornet right on the, there's a hornet on the camera. We were able to make a bunch of splits, so now I think we made 7 splits, and we split with a castle. We used a 3-frame castle with 3 different chambers. We used 5-frame nukes, and we also used 10-frame hives, so, or deep bodies. So we swarmed in a lot of different ways. Oh, there's a honeybee actually right on the hive. So I just wanted to go over how I set up my swarm traps. I use a deep body box, and I seal the bottom with just regular OSB. We use disc entrances, so this is a 5/8 inch hole. I just used a paddle bit to drill through it, and then I put a disc entrance on. And once the bees, once you show up at sunset or at dark, whenever you're there, just spin this, and they're trapped inside, and you can remove your bees. Also, I always have a couple 2 to 3 frames of drawn brood. 2 to 3 frames of drawn comb on these frames. I also have 1 frame of honey to the right of the entrance. A high number of bees turn to the right when they go into any empty cavity, which is kind of weird, but so I always just put a frame of honey to the right of the entrance, so right about in this general area. I also push all the frames over, and I put in a 2-inch finishing nail in the last frame to squeeze them, to sandwich them over to the side, so when I'm taking the box down, the frames aren't moving all around. You know, sometimes when the wax is hot and soft, it doesn't take much to move the frames around. So because it's pretty easy, you're moving you're bumping your box around when you're taking it down and shipping it around. And so that's actually how I get my swarm traps ready. And I use Swarm Commander. 1 spray on the inner cover and 1 spray on the entrance, and I usually come back once a week and reapply. So, but I should have had these all up Memorial Day weekend, the last week. I like to put them up the 3rd weekend of May at the latest, and this is why. Because when it starts to warm up like this, late May, early June, the bees explode. So, and it cost me a couple $100 watching my bees fly away. It's a bummer. So I'll show you how I put this up in a tree. Here we go. It's super hot today, and make sure if you left your stand up from last year, make sure you put new screws in, because I just found out the hard way. Get all the way out here, and I got to take my tractor back here to carry everything. So I'll show you what I use. These are my stands. I used to make my stands bigger, but this is really all you need, just a piece of 2x2, and I just screw it right on top of that, and that's it. Just a couple screws, and that's it. And I think this year I might even put in an extra after witnessing what I just witnessed. I'll put in 1 more for top support. Alright, feels pretty solid. You really don't need to pull the ladder out and get them 10-15 feet in the air like people used to do, because I catch them every year, and I just put them, like I said, I put them about 6 feet high, really where I can just walk up, screw in the shelf, the support, and pull the box right off. So now if you leave your shelves up, be sure to put in some new screws. Even if it's still up, the anchoring just seems to get rotted out. So, and believe me, you don't want to try to put it up without anchoring it. I'll probably come out here, this is at the back of our property, so I'll probably come out here and check it every few days. And the best way to know when it's time to pull your swarm trap is when you start seeing pollen coming in, when bees are coming in with pollen on their legs. That means you have a laying queen inside, and it's ready to collect your bees. So just basically come out here at night, wait for the sun to go down, all the bees will return, close the disc, and take it back to your property. I've never had any trouble with swarms absconding, luckily. But normally how I do it is I always pick them up right at dusk, take them back, let them stay the night. I actually open up the hive. As soon as I get them back home at night, I'll open up the hive. So first chance they get in the morning, they can get up and acclimate their new location and start being bees on your property. So I hope this helps somebody out there. If anybody has any questions at all, please leave below. I'll try to answer everybody as soon as I can. So I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, we'll see you on the next video.